Hi guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with the bins haul. It was actually a pretty tough day at the bins. I only had about 2 hours there, not trying to challenge myself in any way, shape, or form. I just had a plumber getting to my house at about noon, so I had to make sure that I was like checked out and here to make sure he could get in. And the pickings were slim. It got super busy, super quick. I still definitely found some really cool things, some cool vintage, some great bolo brands, some great bread and butter, so we still have lots and lots to talk about. But before we get started here, guys, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia. That is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But with all that being said, guys, I think I've got about 35 pieces here, lots to talk about. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. You know I've got my matcha latte. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. I'll tell you guys, I'm filming this on a Sunday, and this morning I woke up at like 5:45 and my brain was like, let's go to the bins today. On a Sunday, I never go on a weekend. That's not in this haul, that'll be in the next haul, but I feel like I've lived a full lifetime already today. So the first thing I picked up, this is kind of fun. This is a vintage icewear hoodie, and it's kind of tonal. I picked this up mostly because of the style. I don't know if you can see. It's got some like contrast stitching on it. This is 90s vintage. Icewear, I believe, is a hockey brand. And some of the vintage pieces fetch a decent price on the secondhand market. This is obviously like kind of going to the teenage boy set, but it's definitely got that like 90s vibe to it. Like this logo feels so 90s. And I don't know if you can really see, but there is a tonal logo there on the front. I'm not quite sure what I'll get on this. There's not a ton out there, but other similar things that I've seen go from icewear have gone between like $30 and $75. I'm gonna guess probably on the lower end of that, but yeah, pretty cool little piece. Next up, I grabbed this dress. I thought this was so pretty. I'm a sucker for pleats. Like, I think that pleats are such an easy way to like elevate a cocktail dress, and they are so flattering. They just kind of like skip over every lump and bump you have. This one is from Do and Be, which I'm pretty sure is a boutique brand. This is certainly not something that I bought because of the brand. This is something I bought because of the style, but I should probably get somewhere between like $30, $35 on this. I can keyword this a lot of ways. This goes like Grecian goddess. This goes like wedding guest dress. This goes vacation. This has a lot of different keywords that I can use on it. And I think that this will go fairly quickly as we're going into like the wedding season of the year. But I just thought that that was so pretty. I really am. I am such a sucker for pleats. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This is a little navy blue, 100% cotton, fisherman style sweater cardigan, and this is from Spiritual Gangster. Now, I have never seen this tag before from Spiritual Gangster. Let me know if you have. I'm gonna spend some time looking to see if I could find another piece that had that on there. I know one of you guys had said that you saw it selling at like Kohl's, and I double checked Kohl's, you know, maybe this was like a separate line, and I could find no trace of it on their website. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, Spiritual Gangster in general, I get pretty good prices for, and this is a great little basic and definitely high quality. Like the knit is beautiful. It feels very classic. So if I'm going by the sold prices that I've gotten for other Spiritual Gangster pieces, I'm probably gonna see somewhere $40 to $50 on that. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but I'm really interested. Let me know if any of you guys has seen that tag. Is it like the brand new tag? Is it an older tag? I'm not quite sure. Let me know if you've got any intel. Next up, this is a label I will never leave behind, even if I don't really understand the style. This is Zadig and Voltaire. This is a French brand, and they do, it's funny, like I feel like when I see Zadig and Voltaire, it's either like hyper feminine chiffon florals or like this. So I'm still really trying to figure out their DNA, but this is really cool if you get up close to it. So this is like lurex thread, and if you look on the inside, it's like double layer. So like this is basically what's poking through on the outside. And this is 100% merino wool. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research and see what I can find on this sweater, but I'll probably see Zadig goes for a pretty decent price. Again, somewhere in that like $40 to $50 range there. This kind of like edgy rock and roll vibes that they have just has a very defined buyer that doesn't really respond to trends. So I always love finding stuff like that from really elevated brands. Like think about like Rick Owens, same deal. That's kind of a similar buyer, definitely at a lower price point, which is saying something because Zadig and Voltaire is quite expensive. Next up, this is something I will never, ever, ever leave behind. There's no tag on this. There's no tags at all, but this is an old school, like traditional style, 100% cotton nightgown. It's fully buttoned down. This might even be considered like a dressing gown because it does unbutton like a robe. Again, absolutely no tags on it. I have no idea who made it. This very well might have been handmade, which is interesting. But look at the detail there on the yoke. It's really pretty. I mean, whoever made this did a beautiful job on it. This, I think, is quite old. I'm gonna guess that this is probably 40s or 50s. There's a few little specks on it, so I'll see if it takes to like a bleach wash. This is 100% cotton, so it should be fine with it. But I think that I'll probably see around $50 for that. It's unusual, it's beautifully made, it's a larger size, and while it's not something like a Laura Ashley or a Lands, you know, one of the more in-demand brands, I think just style-wise, that should go fairly quickly. Anytime I have a traditional nightgown, it flies out of my closet, so you guys should be paying attention to it while you're outsourcing. And make sure you're using that keyword, traditional nightgown, because that's typically what it's like classified as by the actual makers. And people will search for it by that name. Next up, oh my God, I love this so much. So this is BCBG Max Azria Runway, which I'm pretty sure that he used to show at Paris, these really high-end silks. So this is a beautiful burgundy and light blue. I mean, talk about the colors of the season right now, right? Burgundy and light blue silk wrap dress. It is sheer and unlined, so I'm gonna guess that this is meant to be like a swim cover-up, but like the nicest swim cover-up you've ever seen. It's got pockets, and you can kind of see the pockets underneath. It's 100% silk chiffon, flawless condition. The only downside is that it's a size extra, extra small. Breaks my heart, but there's gonna be somebody out there that's so pumped to find this. I mean, like, poolside, resort wear, you name it. Like, this is just so, so dreamy. This probably retailed like $600 or $700. And again, it's just in flawless condition. May I find something like this in my size? Because I mean, I just want to swan about a pool in something like this, you know? Maybe with a turban and obnoxiously large sunglasses. Next up, we've got another little silk piece. Now, there was this little micro trend that went through last year called Mob Wife, and this right here is like the definition of Mob Wife. Chain print with leopard print on like an olive and hunter green plaid. This is so Mob Wife glam that I can't even handle it. This is from Anna and Frank. I have bought and sold quite a few vintage silk shirts from Anna and Frank. They always sell for a pretty good price. Everything I've ever found from them has either been like cream or blush. I've never seen anything like this, so I'm really excited to get this up there with that kind of like additional sub-trend going on. This feels very Gucci to me. Very late 80s, early 90s opulence. I'm gonna guess I'll probably see like $40, $45 for it. This is also in like brand new condition. This does not really appear to have ever been worn, let alone worn hard. So pretty excited to find it, and it's a size large. So, but find me a good like chain printed silk and I'm so in. Like, this kind of stuff sells so well. Next up, I've got this great little shirt from J. Crew. This is the kind of stuff that I will lean on rougher days at the bins. I always look for those like solid, well-made brands that tend to sell very quickly for me, though not necessarily for the highest price. And J. Crew falls into that category with some exceptions. And to me, when I think about a J. Crew men's shirt, this is what I think. I don't know why I automatically think the gingham, but this is just a classic pattern. Every guy should have a gingham shirt in their closet, size large, perfect condition. And I'll probably see somewhere like 20 to 25 bucks on this. made in Mauritius. But yeah, stuff like this from J. Crew does tend to sell pretty quickly for me. Their quality is always really top notch, so I love being able to pick it up. Definitely not something I would pay up for at the regular thrift store, unless of course I was buying it for like myself or somebody that I know, and in which case that's still a screaming deal, because I want to say that those are like $100 new, so. Next up, we've got another men's shirt. This one's from Ted Baker. I found a little cache of Ted Baker stuff and I grabbed some of the stuff that was in the best condition. This is a size 5, which I believe is an extra large from Ted Baker. Yeah, it looks to be about an extra large. This is a cotton linen blend. It's got a really kind of almost like a bark clothy texture to it. It feels like it's never been worn. Ted Baker, again, one of those brands that is wildly expensive retail. And I'll probably see, again, that like $20 to $25 range on this. And it's so crazy to me because I buy those Zara men's like resort wear shirts. I get the same price for them and they were probably, I don't know, like $40 retail. And this was probably $150 retail, and I'll get about the same price for them on the secondhand market. But Ted Baker, if you were looking for yourself or you're looking for somebody in your life, you can get incredible deals on Ted Baker stuff, and the stuff is made beautifully. Next up, oh, this is so adorable. This is for a friend's daughter. I don't know if it's gonna fit her. She's at like 17 months now, and this is an 18-month thing, and I think she might be a little bit big for her size, but this is just the most darling little Ralph Lauren pink seersucker dress with this cute little smocking detail. And this reminds me of like when I was a kid. It's Ralph Lauren, so it's, you know, it's really great quality. And of course, if it doesn't fit her, I'll just sell it. If I do end up selling it, it'll probably be, I don't know, about 20 bucks or so. Ralph Lauren kids stuff does tend to be quite expensive, and I just thought that that was so darling. And I thought she would look so cute in it, so I'll keep our fingers crossed that she fits. And if not, we'll get it to another adorable little girl. Oh, next up, this is an interesting one. Okay, so this is Scotch and Soda. And for the longest time, the only thing I found from Scotch and Soda were like women's pieces that felt to me very unlike the Scotch and Soda that I was familiar with. This feels a little bit more in line. They always have like, to me, when I think about Scotch and Soda, I always think about like outerwear, kind of gorp-core influence that's a little bit left of center. And this falls right into that category. So it's this full zip hoodie, and the quality of this hoodie is like insane. And it's got those really interesting ties. Like, look at the end of that. It's so cool. It's got a little rainbow in the heart, so I'll make sure that I'm using like pride and all that. In the listing and on the back, it says "Born to Love," which I believe is one of their slogans. It's a size medium and it's in fantastic condition. This is a men's hoodie. I mean, it is heavy. This is 100% cotton and beautifully made. These little ties. But I love Scotch and Soda. I just don't find this kind of stuff all that often. I think people just buy it and keep it in their wardrobe. It does kind of exist outside of trends, as the best kind of brands to resell tend to do. Next up was this adorable dress. This is from Urban Outfitters. I do not pick up a lot of stuff from Urban Outfitters, but when I do, it is usually style-based. And this feels so just like 90s coded. So it's this sheer chiffon. It's maxi length, but it's lined to like a mini length. And it's got this little cowl neck, which feels so of the 90s, with a little strappy back there. It is a size large, and I'll probably see, like, Urban Outfitters stuff does not retail for a super high dollar amount, so it very rarely resells for a high dollar amount. But something like this, I'll probably see somewhere 20 to 32 on, I'll have to guess. But this I'll probably see somewhere between 25 and 35 bucks. I just thought it was so stinking cute. Next up, okay, so this is a great brand that if you are into natural fibers, that you should just have on your radar for yourself. This is the Handloom. Really, really subtle branding. You can almost not see it on that tag there. But this is 100% cotton. It's like a little swim cover-up kimono. It's gray, it's textured. It's got some fringe here on the end. This retailed probably about $120. It's very, very expensive. I've only had one other piece from the hand loom, and it was a jumpsuit, and it sold in like 2 days, and it had equally beautiful textiles. Like this just feels like an absolute dream. So keep your eyes out for it, again, if you are into really natural fibers and stuff like that, because their stuff is beautiful, and they have a lot of stuff like this, kimonos and caftans and stuff like that, all in cottons and linens and really just like beautiful, breathable fabrics. On the resale market for something like this, I'll probably see somewhere like 25 to 35. If I have to guess, I don't have a ton of data on it, but I do know that I love the brand and I love their stuff, and I'm always happy to grab it, especially from the bins. Next up, a little 90s vintage Eileen Fisher piece. So this is a very minimalist, as Eileen Fisher is wont to be. A little black blazer. It's kind of a longer length. It's got a straight body. It's a wool blend. It's got a very subtle texture to the fabric. I don't even think you'd be able to see it, but it's ever so slightly like, it almost looks a little bit perforated. I think you can kind of see it there. It is a smaller size, unfortunately, but I feel like there's 2 camps of Eileen Fisher. I'll either sell like small, extra small, or I'll sell like large and above. The mediums for me tend to sit the longest, but I'll lean on like 90s minimalism for this. This feels to me very like Jill Sander. That's the vibe that I get from this jacket. Really, as always, beautifully made and intentionally open front. So I'm not quite sure what I'll get on that. Probably somewhere north of 40 bucks. I tend to do pretty well on vintage Eileen Fisher pieces, especially right now because like 90s minimalism is so red hot. So make sure if you have pieces that can kind of fall into that category, that you're using that keyword. Oh, next up, this is an interesting one. So this is Bulwark jacket. And Bulwark is a workwear brand that you should probably keep your eyes out for, especially if you live, again, near a place that has a lot of manual labor jobs, because that's typically who's going to buy something like this. The main reason I grabbed this is that it is flame retardant. Usually when you see FR, you'll see that in like Carhartts as well, Dickies as well will have FR lines. That's something that a lot of people have to have for their jobs. Like maybe they work in like welding, you know, where they're using like a plasma cutter, or they're working on like an oil field where they're dealing with like a lot of very flammable things. They have to wear stuff that is FR rated. And anytime I've ever grabbed something that is flame retardant, it goes pretty quickly. Now this could very well go for the style of it. I mean, like it's made beautifully. It definitely has some wear to it that has never stopped anything I've ever had before from selling. But I can also see a bunch of, like, I could see the Bins Bros wearing this jacket as like a fashion piece. So I'm interested to see how it does. I've never sold Bulwark before. I've heard the name, but let me know if you do a lot of workwear and stuff like that. And you're familiar with the brand. Let me know how it does for you. Does it sell like better or worse than Carhartt in terms of the more like technical pieces like this? Obviously Carhartt has like the vintage fashion side to it. I don't think Bulwark does, but let me know. Let me know how it does for you. Next up, oh, this dress is so pretty. So I picked up this dress because it's floaty and paisley and all the things. It's tiered, super pretty. And when I looked at the tag, I'm so interested if there is actually a link. The brand on this is Bohemo. And I immediately thought that this is like a knockoff of Bohème because there is a company called Bohème. The logo looks so similar. So I wonder if this is either like a higher end version of that label or whatever, but I guess this was sold at Anthropologie for a while there. So it's this beautiful maxi dress. Again, something that I think would sell just on like the style of it. It's a size small. It's got this pretty like pleated high collar that ties in the front with a little bit of like a keyhole, and it's in flawless condition. This is something that can be worn as like a party dress, a wedding guest dress, etc., etc. So I'll make sure that I use all of those keywords. But if you know of any link between those two brands, let me know. But either way, this is a little boho dream and should go no problem. I'm gonna guess I'll see somewhere probably 30 to 45 on this, somewhere in that range. Again, I've never had this brand before, but like I said, I think style alone will move this. Next up, now this is something that I picked up because it felt really, really well made. They're quite heavy. This is a pair of like khaki denim. This is definitely like a denim from a brand called Serenade. And it's these kind of slimmer leg cargo pants. And the thing that was interesting about this, again, like I grabbed these, it looks like sold comps are between like 30 and 60 bucks. Retail price on these is about $110. I think that like style-wise, these are in pretty high demand. The thing that's interesting to me, this leg felt extra long. One of the things that they do, and it's something that's kind of trending right now, but know that this is like kind of something that people will look for. This is designed to basically be worn kind of scrunched up on the leg, and they call that a stacked leg. So if you ever have a pair of jeans that feels like abnormally long for what it is, you know, like these are a size 36, but it's not like a 36 tall or anything like this. Typically, if you have something that is tall, it's going to be labeled as tall. That generally means that it is made to be worn with a stacked leg. So make sure you're using that keyword when you have something like this. But yeah, again, somewhere between 30 and 60 bucks. And I think that these will sell in no time flat. They're in perfect condition, perfect neutral color, very on trend right now. Next up, I thought this was such a cute little trendy piece. So this is a little corset style shirt and laces up here in the back. And it's from a brand called Nia, N-I-A. I think that this was sold over at Revolve. But retail on this top in particular is about $80 or I think $88. And the thing that stuck out to me, because I see a million tops like this in the bins and most of them are like Shein or junk. This felt a little bit nicer, like the jacquard here felt much nicer. The thing that stuck out to me was the actual tie. The tie felt nice. This is like a fully stitched tie. It's not just like a little piece of string, whatever, doing it. So on the resale market, these tops tend to go for between like 20 and 30 bucks. So I will gladly take that for something this small. I love the moody floral of it all. This can go kind of witchy, vampy, club shirt, party, going out top, etc. All these keywords will work for something like this. Also, you know, dark romance, dark academia, lots of different like fashion subcultures this will work into as well. Super cute. Oh my goodness. Next up, the most adorable, yes, I'm getting this after Christmas. There is also another Christmas sweater in here, but I could not resist this absolutely adorable. This is Kate Collins, made in the USA. This little all over patterned front and back bear in sleigh sweater. This is kind of a smaller size. Actually, it doesn't even say the size, but this is definitely like a size small. I'm interested to see if this is something that kind of hangs around until next Christmas, or if like a lot of other kind of novelty sweaters like this that I grab, it sells fairly quickly, but probably somewhere between $20 and $25 on this. But I just thought that was so cute. And we'll do the other one while we're at it. This one is definitely a bit more serious. This one is from Victoria Jones. The size tag is cut out, but I think that this is like a 2XL. And it's got these beautiful beaded Christmas balls down the front. And these are like beautifully done. I don't know if you can see the detail on that. But I just thought that they were so pretty. It's a cardigan. It's got a detachable faux fur collar. So it's got a lot going for it. Again, not sure if this will move until next Christmas, but either way, I'm not going to let something like this slip through my hands. Now, for years and years and years, the keywords for stuff like this was ugly Christmas sweater because everybody was having these like ugly Christmas sweater parties like back around like 2016. And those have fallen off. I mean, they really got completely overtaken by like the mass production of like novelty ugly Christmas sweaters. So for something like this, I'll still use that keyword. I just don't think it's getting me too far, but I'll use like whimsy, grandma sweater, you know, holiday sweater, all those kind of keywords, leaning into like the granny of it all. And that tends to move stuff like that a little bit quicker. But I also use like teacher's sweater and whimsy are kind of the two big ones. Teachers, I know a couple teachers who like to kind of dress it up with novelty stuff like that, which I find absolutely charming. But again, you know, somewhere in that like $20 to $30 range, maybe a little bit higher on this one because of the beading. But yeah, I'll grab that stuff anytime I see it. Next up, here's that other Ted Baker shirt. This is just a little polo shirt. It's like textured cotton, again in that burgundy, like the color of the season. This one's a size 4, so I guess a size large. Though this looks pretty slim for a size large, but either way, I'll get measurements on it, make sure that the guys know what they're getting. I like this kind of retro This gives me like 1960s vibes with like the little ribbed pocket trim here. But Ted Baker, again, very expensive. This shirt in particular, I think retailed for like $140. So expensive. And again, on the resale market, I'll see somewhere between like 25 and 35 on it. And for the most part, Ted Baker stuff does sell pretty quickly for me, just not necessarily at like the highest of prices. But man, buying this stuff secondhand, bang for your buck is like off the chains, you know? Next up is a cute, this is from In Bloom by Jonquil. Jonquil is a really high-end kind of sleepwear lingerie brand. Not necessarily like a La Perla, but more in like the, you know, camisoles and nightgowns kind of a sense. They do a lot of like bridal nightgowns. That's typically what I see from them. This is navy blue. It is obviously brand new with tags. I just showed you the tags, and that's the main reason I picked this up. It looks like it used to be a two-piece set, but for me, this is polyester satin, so it's not something that I would have picked up if it wasn't brand new with tags. Pretty little racerback moment right there. But everything I've ever had from them has sold fairly quickly, not for a crazy price. I think In Bloom is like the diffusion line that's sold at like Nordstrom, and then Jonquil, the main line, is sold at like Neiman Marcus and Saks Fifth Avenue, like that level stores. And even those pieces that I found, a lot of them have been polyester, but they retail for a really high price and they resell for a great price as well. So we'll take it. All right, next up, I got another menswear piece. I leaned hard into the menswear today. This is from Joseph A. Bank. Definitely not a brand I typically pick up, but it is Reserve and it is new with tags. And the main reason I got it is because it is 100% linen. It's this really like light blue stripe. This linen is of like a really nice quality. Joseph A. Bank never resells for a ton. I would probably get somewhere between like $20 and $30 on this. But yeah, on a tougher day at the bins, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I'm gonna go for. And this is the kind of stuff that you'll find anywhere in the country, because it feels like there's a Joseph A. Banks near every like relatively populated area, right? So gorgeous though. Like that linen is so nice. Not for nothing, I will say the Joseph A. Banks stuff that I see is like exceptional quality. So good bang for your buck if you're in the market for stuff like that. Next up, this is something I grabbed because it was so weird. And it's this cute little mixed media lightweight jacket. It's got kind of like a little quilted piece over the shoulder here. It's got a plaid regular sleeve with a full lace sleeve with like a scalloped edge here. Same kind of detail here. It turns out this is from Free People. I was pretty sure that it was Free People. This looks like Free People. And sold comps on it seem to be pretty decent, somewhere in that $30 to $40 range. The big thing is the tag's been removed here, so I'm gonna have to figure out the sizing. That's gonna be the tricky thing. I'm sure I'll be able to find another listing that has this in a specific size and get a gauge of what size it actually is. Just eyeballing it, I'm gonna guess that this is about a size medium with a bit of a relaxed fit. So I just thought that was so cute and so weird, right? Like I love weird and well-made stuff. Oh, next up. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This is a blazer from Bonobos, and I see a bunch of Bonobos and I don't pick up a ton of it. I don't think it resells for all that high. But the main reason I grabbed this is because it is wool. It's size 42 regular in the athletic fit. This blazer, which is one of their like classic style blazers, these resell between like $75 and $150, depending on the size and fit and whatnot. They'll have sales on their more like novelty fabrics. I don't want to say novelty, but just like not core fabrics, but the black and the gray and the navy blue tend to never vary in price, and they retail like $500. The wool on this is beautiful, and I think there's a lot of guys today who do wear suits that don't even go to like Macy's or anything like that. They're gonna go to Bonobos because they know their size, they know their fit, and they know what style they like. So this should sell fairly quickly. Let me know if you've ever sold Bonobos blazers before, if you have had really good luck with it. I don't love doing suit jackets, but I'm trying to learn a little bit more about suiting, but this should do quite well. Next up is the cutest little dress. This is from Lucy in the Sky, which is kind of like a fast fashion brand. It's out of Australia, but their pieces do resell quite well. This is a little white flippy skirt dress. It's got a straight neckline, spaghetti straps, and then it kind of crisscrosses in the back. It is a size small, but the main reason I got this, I mean, this probably only retail between like $50 and $80. It's about where their retail lands. But because this is white, you've got the bridal bachelorette, you've got graduation dress, you've got initiation dress, you've got all of those keywords that you can lean in. Little white dress, LWD. I'll probably see somewhere 20 to 30 bucks on this. And I have no doubt that this will go really quickly. I can 100% see this being a girl's dress for her bachelorette party somewhere in Vegas. You know, it's cute, it's flirty, it's fun, and it's white. So I'm always on the lookout for all white dresses. Next up, a little t-shirt. This is from Junk Food, which is a pretty high-end t-shirt brand. They do a lot of like licensed tees, so you'll see like sports teams, you'll see like Disney, stuff like that. And they're really nice quality. They're not as like high-end as a Daydreamer, but they are pretty dang pricey. I want to say most of their like regular short sleeve t-shirts are like $50, and something like this is probably like $65. It's LA Rams. It's a classic raglan sleeve baseball style tee. It's a size small, and I'll probably see again in that $20 to $30 range for this. I'm interested to see how fast this moves, seeing as that like football season is over, but like good sports merch will sell all year long, right? Like I sold a plain Dodgers shirt like 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? So we're not even in spring training yet. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, but keep your eyes out for Junk Food. Again, maybe not something to be paying like full thrift store prices for, but if you see it at the bins, especially if you're at a bins where they charge by weight, like those things weigh nothing. So keep your eyes out for it. It's a good brand. Next up, okay, I've got a question. Hardtail. Tell me what you know about this, because I know that I have passed this brand up before, and I picked this up and I was like, oh my God, this feels so nice. I know I've seen this tag before and I've never picked it up, but it's this cute little like fold over waist skirt. The cotton on this feels incredible. Like this feels so nice. And when I looked it up, the retail prices on pieces like this are like $100. So I'm interested to hear your experience if you pick up hardtail, if hardtail is a brand that you like for yourself. Like, let me know what you know. Is this going to be another XCVI situation where I regret leaving it behind in the past? Or is this a brand that retails high but doesn't resell high? I wasn't able to find this skirt as a sold comp, but sold comps are all over the place. I'm talking from like $5 to $60. So I'm assuming that on Poshmark, where I check the comps, that there are some like live shows that come into play. Anytime I see like a $5 and a $6 sale, that's generally, I automatically think that that's probably what happened. So we'll find out, but I'm so interested to hear if you guys have had experience with it. But seriously, this is so nice. And if this is the kind of stuff that you are into, look at hardtail, guys, because this quality is outrageous. For such a simple little thing to kind of like take me aback, you know it's nice. Just 4 to go, and I completely forgot that I bought a pair of shoes. So these are a pair of really unusual shoes from the designer Ilse Jacobson. I guess these are like comfort shoes, but you know, anytime I see something that is like weird and well made, this is like a perforated suede upper. It's got the most unusual sole to it. I figure that there's gotta be some kind of cult following to it, because otherwise a product like this would just like not exist. Looks like sold comps on these are between like $30 and $60 for brand new. So I'll clean these up and see how they do. I think for something like this, because it's not something that's going to sell for like a super high dollar amount, it's not like a pair of Celine ballet pumps, right? Like that are going to sell for $200. If these don't move relatively quickly, I'll probably donate them back, just because I don't have the room to store a lot of shoes. Like shoes are just very bulky and not something that I do a lot of. So I only pick up really like comfort shoes, designer shoes, stuff that I think will be in pretty high demand or command an exceptionally high price. So we'll find out. Let me know if you're familiar with these, because these are so unusual looking. Oh, I lied. We've got 5 more. These were hiding in the back corner. This is a cute little pair of shorts from Toad & Co. This is the newer label. The brand used to be called Horny Toad. These are hemp and viscose. They feel like linen, but have a drape like a rayon, which is gorgeous. They're size medium in like perfect condition, drawstring waist, kind of that utility style. So I'll lean into that, like hiking shorts, utility style shorts, gorp core, etc. These probably retailed like 70, 80 bucks, and I'll probably see somewhere, you know, like 20 to 30 on these. And I would imagine they'll go fairly quickly. I'm really starting to see these summer pieces pick up, which is wild to me, because here in LA, it's been like 80 degrees all week. So it feels like summer, but I know that the rest of the country is in like a deep freeze right now. So hope you all are staying warm and that you are taking the steps necessary to make sure that your pipes don't freeze, because that is catastrophic. Next up, oh my goodness, this is like the most adorable little thing ever. So this is a little romper in maybe the cutest print I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like a watermelon and lemon print. Watermelon and lemon are my two favorite fruits, if you must know. Like in my big dumb cup, it's always lemon water. It's never just plain water. And in the summer, I'm pretty much 50% watermelon. So I regret nothing. This is from a brand called Hutch. And Hutch, I believe is sold at Anthropologie. I know you can rent it on Nuuly. In fact, I rented the most gorgeous dress from them for a gala I went to last year. And they retail pretty high. Resale comps on this little romper are between like 50 and 75 bucks. It's an extra small, which is kind of a bummer, but again, I don't necessarily think it's gonna hold it up because this will also appeal to like a younger audience, but definitely a logo to keep your eyes out for if you are unfamiliar with it, for sure. But all, like, how adorable is that? So cute. There's two to go here, and I mean, who doesn't love a Free People cashmere cardigan? Hello, sign me up. This is a cardigan that is still in line right now. It's a size medium. It is a wool cashmere blend, and it's in like perfect condition. I like how many buttons there are on this. Like I'm somebody who has a bigger bust, so I immediately bristle when I see a cardigan that's got like 5 buttons down the front. Like this is the kind of button situation that I want. You know, anybody who's ever had to deal with gapping will probably have the same reaction as me. But either way, sold comps on this sweater in particular are between like $50 and $100. So I'll probably get somewhere in the middle of that. Every piece that I've ever had, and I've had quite a few over the years, has sold like almost immediately. So I'll probably get this listed ASAP because winter buying is coming to a close, despite the fact that I do sell cashmere all year long. And finally, oh my God, this handmade treasure. I cannot even handle this. I picked this up because I wasn't sure what I was holding, but this is a dress that's been hand knit. And I mean, weird and well made, guys. Am I on board or am I on board? I don't know what kind of knit this is. Knitters out there, please let me know. Is this, I don't think this is crochet. I think this is knit. But either way, it's got this kind of panel in the front and then it's a strappy back. And it's kind of low back. This is more of like a swim cover up than it is an actual dress. This kind of reminds me of something that I had and sold almost immediately for like $100 from IMGA. But it's got really high slits here on the side. I'm gonna say that this is probably about a size large, but I think just based on what this is, I'll probably see like 50 to 100 bucks on it. And it's one of those find another moments. I also love, despite the fact that the back is strappy, I like the fact that they thought to put a strap back here that's like right kind of at the bust to offer that little bit of support to keep it in place as this kind of shifts. But I mean, talk about going to the bins and never knowing what you're gonna find, because this is so adorable. This I'll put boho, festival, Burning Man, raver, beach dress, swim cover up, resort wear. Like this has so many different like keywords that I can tie to it above and beyond the handmade, hand knit aspect of it. I just thought this was so freaking cool. Definitely something I'm gonna have to try to photograph on the mannequin because I don't know how well this would photograph like laying flat. But guys, that is it. That is my haul for today. Like I said, I was in and out of the bins in about 2 hours, so I didn't have a ton of time. It was kind of slimmer pickings there that day. So this is the kind of stuff that I get when I'm not finding a ton of Bolo brands. And like as many great days as I have at the bins here, and I am spoiled rotten, you know, I do have days where it's just not giving. And this was one of those days. But even still, I dug to the bottom of every one of those bins and I found some gems. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like or a comment under this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, I hope you have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in the next one.